So let's begin just by giving a little attention to our body, perhaps by rolling our shoulders forward and up. We take a big breath in and letting it out with a long sigh on the exhale. And reversing the other direction. Now perhaps just letting your arms dangle by your side and just shaking your arms out a bit, shaking your wrists and your elbows and the shoulders. And then in an easy way, coming to stillness and bringing awareness that you're here in this room, wherever you are, on campus or in your office, taking a moment just to know that you're in that location. As you settle into this practice on this Thursday afternoon, May 19th, 2016. And if you haven't already, this would be the time to silence your devices or put them on mute. Otherwise, just bringing attention to being here, allowing yourself to become aware of your body in the chair, sensing that support and contact, perhaps in your back, your hips, your legs. Finding a position for this practice in which you can sense yourself at ease, as well as having enough of an upright position where you can also remain awake during the practice, if that's your intention. Otherwise, you can use this as a time for rest. Moving awareness down your legs and into your feet, noticing if one or both of them are on the floor, and also sensing that contact, that support into which you can rest. Let's together take one more deep belly breath in and out with a sigh. If you'd like to gently have your eyes closed during this practice, or if you'd prefer to leave them open, perhaps having them resting on the table or the floor in front of you, just softening the gaze. We'll be bringing this practice to a beginning with bringing attention to the crown of our head. In this practice, we'll first be noticing if we can locate this part of the body. Can I sense the uppermost boundary of the body, the scalp, the crown of my head? And if so, just noticing what that's like, experiencing sensation. Nothing to change or fix, nothing to make bad or wrong. Just allowing ourselves to be as we are can be one of the kindest acts that we can give to ourselves. And then dropping awareness down into our face, sensing our eyes, left and right, And as I mention each part of the body, perhaps directing the breath there to help you sense the sensations that's there. And if there's a lot of tension or stress or mind racing, feel free to consciously extend the exhale, bringing attention now to the area around the mind, the brow, the temples, noticing if there's any tension or tightness here, or any sense of pressure in the mind. So just noticing that a moment, perhaps offering yourself some kindness with one or both hands over your heart, or holding your own hand. As you also become aware of space around the head itself, all the way around the head at the level of the temples, at the top of the head, into which you might soften. And perhaps saying to yourself, softening, softening. Not a demand, but just an invitation. Bringing awareness now to your nose, perhaps locating through your awareness the tip of your nose. And for a few breath cycles, just noticing the air flowing in and out of the nostrils. Perhaps paying such close attention that you can tell which nostril is receiving the most air right now, whether it's the left or the right, or whether they seem equal. And now dropping awareness down into the region of the mouth, tuning into the sensation here, the different textures. Perhaps there's lingering taste in the mouth if you've recently eaten. Otherwise, sensing the solidity of the teeth, and the softness of the cheeks, the gums, the tongue. Perhaps just inviting the tongue to rest in the bottom of the mouth. Noticing if there's any tension in the jaw, the hinge of the jaw. And if so, noticing the possibility of softening here. Just an invitation for gentle letting go. And bringing your attention now to your ears, left and right. Letting your ears do the work, receiving sound, sensing a subtle vibration in the ears themselves. And then sensing any sensation in the head itself, And then dropping awareness down into the neck and throat. Perhaps sensing the air flowing in and out of the nostrils. In and out of the throat, the windpipe. Sensing it rising and falling. And tuning into any other sensation in the neck or throat. And as always, especially if sensation is strong, it can be helpful to describe it in a word or two of concrete descriptors like tense or tight or loose, warm or cool. Dropping awareness now down into the shoulders, sensing the whole shoulder region. And while we're here, I'll invite you to roll your shoulders a few times forward and back. And in your own time, coming back to stillness, noticing sensation in the shoulders, the tops of the shoulders, the sides of the shoulders, and sending awareness now down the arms and into your hands. Sending awareness down the left arm and the right arm into your hands. Perhaps locating your thumbs on the left and the right. Your little fingers left and right. The fingers in between. Sensing the palm of your hand, left and right. And any sensation within the hands, pulsing, tingling, warmth or coolness. Now letting the hands be and shifting awareness to the lower arms from the wrist to the elbows. Scanning your awareness up as if you're walking through a tunnel or ascending a light down a hallway from the wrist to the elbows, left and right. And letting that be, and then shifting awareness to the upper arms from the elbows to the shoulders, left and right. And if at any time you encounter a part of the body that you can't sense at all, no worries, no problems, just noting no sensation or can't locate. And then rejoining the scan, and now we're back up at the shoulders. And sensing the upper back. If you're sitting in a chair, the part of the back up off the chair. And now upper chest, perhaps sensing the rising and falling of the chest with the breath. And now the heart center. region in and around the heart, perhaps noticing tenderness, tightness, warmth, softening, whatever's true for you. Once more, feel free to give yourself some support, some kind and friendly support as you breathe into this vulnerable part of the body that often holds emotion. And right behind the heart center, the shoulder blades. Noticing sensation here. And then dropping awareness into the mid-back, perhaps noticing contact with the chair and any other sensation here. And then shifting awareness to ribs and lungs. Perhaps sensing expansion and contraction. Noticing sensation in the belly, the region of the stomach, the lower belly. Once more, perhaps sensing the rising and falling of the breath in the lower belly. And then sensing the lower back, noticing the part of the lower back making contact with the chair, and the part of the lower back that's perhaps arched off the chair. And dropping awareness now down into the region of the hips and pelvis, perhaps sensing the hip bones, perhaps sensing the sits bones making contact with the chair, left and right. And now the upper legs, from the hips to the knees, shifting awareness to this region and sensing that expanse of the upper legs, including the femurs on the left and the right, the longest bone in the body, perhaps sensing that solidity here. Noticing the part of the upper legs that are making contact with the chair. Sensing that contact. And then also noticing the part of the upper legs that are extending beyond the chair. Letting that be and bringing your full attention to your knees, left and right. Perhaps locating the kneecaps. The interiors of the knees. Perhaps sensing the crease in the back of the knees if your legs are bent. And letting that be, and now shifting awareness down to the lower legs, the region between the knees and the ankles, on both the left and the right. Perhaps sensing the solidity of the shin bones. Perhaps sensing the relative softness of the calf muscles. And then sending awareness down into the ankles themselves on the left and the right. Perhaps locating just through your awareness the little point of the ankle on the outside. Perhaps sensing the space within the ankle between the bones. And letting that be, and shifting awareness into the feet, left and right. Noticing first if one or both feet are making contact with the floor. Just letting them be however they are. If one or both are contacting the floor, noticing that contact, the temperatures and textures of that contact. Inviting the feet to rest in that support. And if one or both feet are surrounded by air, also noticing that and what it's like, the temperature of the air. Sensing, even with your eyes closed, whether you have socks on or shoes on. The textures of that contact. And then bringing attention into the interior of the feet. Seeing if you can locate the big toes, just in an easy way, left and right. And the little toes, left and right. The toes in between. And now sensing the hollowness of the arch of the foot as it rises up off the floor, left and right. The heels, left and right. And the interior of your feet. Perhaps using your breath to help you hold steady here, noticing any sensation inside the feet, tingling, pulsing, warmth, or coolness. And now bringing attention to the boundary of the body, the skin, anywhere you sense it, noticing sensation on the skin. Perhaps bringing attention to the coolest place on your skin. noticing what that's like through your direct experience, letting it be, and then shifting attention perhaps to the warmest location on the skin. Noticing what that's like, letting it be. Bringing attention once more inside the body. And we'll put this all together again, scanning the awareness down through the body, starting once more at the top of the head, sensing your head and neck, shoulders, perhaps taking a breath cycle with each region, arms and hands, left and right, holding steady for a breath cycle with your hands, and now back up, shifting awareness back up the arms, back to the shoulders, and down through the trunk of the body, sensing the upper back and upper chest. Heart center and shoulder blades. Mid-back, ribs and lungs. Lower back and belly. Hips and pelvis. Upper legs from the hips to the knees. Lower legs from the knees to the ankles. And feet, left and right. Bringing attention now to the core of your body, sensing the breath, flowing out to the boundary of the skin, filling the body on the in-breath, and falling towards the core on the out-breath. Perhaps saying to yourself, expanding and contracting, as you feel the breath enlivening the whole body, renewing it with each in-breath, and the breath letting go, creating ease on each out-breath. And now the same thing with each in-breath, sensing the awareness flowing out to the boundary of the skin, sensing as much of the body as possible without straining. And on each out-breath, just holding steady with that sense of the body, solid, even as the lungs release. Aware of your own physical presence, aware of your own inner vitality. And we're going to transition out of this practice now, taking a moment once more to sense your body in the chair, and perhaps wiggling your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes. It's been a pleasure practicing with you. Enjoy the rest of your day.